before you go investing your hard-earned money, you definitely want to make sure this is something that you want to do.
Isn't there anyone who knows what Christmas is all about?
What's good, guys? Welcome back to day 21. I missed yesterday. Don't beat me up. I'm just really not feeling too good. So I figured we'll just start on a new note. But today's video has been highly requested, so I figured I'd throw it into Vlogmas. I've been getting a lot of questions about doing YouTube because recently I just hit my milestone of one year of being able to monetize on my channel, which is a great accomplishment, because if you do not remember, YouTube came out with this second requirement, had already surpassed the first one, where you had to, I forgot what the first requirement was. I think you had to get like a certain amount of views or something, I can't remember. Then YouTube came out, you had to get 4,000 watch minutes, and then you had to get 1,000 subscribers. So I had come to my anniversary of doing that for a year, and I was getting a lot of freaking inboxes. So I said I would sit down and talk with you guys and do a Q&A. So I asked on my Facebook and my Instagram, and I got a lot of questions. So I'm gonna run through those with you guys, because maybe you are a viewer and you want to do YouTube, and I'm gonna be really honest with you from the get-go. Please do not do YouTube if you are trying to make money, because I'm gonna tell you straight right now, I can count on my hand how many times I've been paid since doing YouTube, and I think out of doing YouTube, I've probably been paid about 3 times. And because one question does talk about it, so as I go, I will explain a little bit more. So let's get into these questions. So the first question is, what the best camera to use? So honestly, when I first started, I started out with my iPhone. I even went on Amazon. I got a tripod that was really cheap, that was able to put my phone in there. And the best way when you are recording, make sure you turn your phone this way to record, because if you record this way, your video is going to be straight. It's not going to be like a wide angle like what you're watching right now off of my camera. Right now, when I do most of my recording, I do my Canon G7X. I truly love it because, one, it's lightweight, it's easy to vlog with, it's easy to take it with me if I'm doing anything or just want to capture, and I just really like the quality. I do have another Canon. I have the Canon Rebel. So I do have the Canon. I have this one as well. This one for me is more so, I have to get it fixed, but this one for me is more of if I'm doing more documentary type stuff or series, or I'm doing interviews. I feel like this one is a little bit better, but both are great. I feel like the G7X gives me better quality in my picture frame versus the Canon Rebel. Some may disagree, but when I was doing my recording and I was looking at the footage, I really didn't like what I was getting from this. But that could be too that I'm not, because see, I worked with this when I was in school for Crime Lab, and you can, but I feel like you would have to change the lens and stuff like that. With the Canon G7X, you already have a lens that's it's smaller, so that is the downside. This I can take off, change the width of my lens, I can take this proportion off. But again, I feel like this one is more better if I'm doing more interview types, but I feel like my Canon G7X is a little better starter camera. And as I started to watch other YouTubers, I started to say, this is, when you're trying to vlog, this is heavy as hell. So I didn't want to do that, and that's why I got the Canon G7X. And then I just always started to use it because I really like the picture frame from it. But I do have to get that fixed. My shutter is stuck in that one because, again, I told you guys in 2020 my plans is to do more capturing of series and stuff. I feel like that's a little bit more better. Do research on the specifics of what you want, and when you first start on YouTube, I just recommend doing it from your phone. So the second question is, I kind of want to know how much they pay. So when you get paid, I'm gonna show you guys, because this is how honest I am. Like, okay, because you're gonna be like, wow, that's it? Yeah, that's it. So when you create your channel, and you become a partner, meaning you're able to monetize your videos, which allows you to place ads in those videos. When what YouTube does is it determines your audience. So with your audience, you build money on how much you make per ad. And as you start, of course, your ad revenue will be very small. A lot of people, if you do not watch them, they will tell you a lot of their money does not come from the ad revenue. It's just a small proportion of it, because a lot of big YouTubers get really big sponsorships, and those sponsorships are the ones that really pay. Again, if you're trying to do YouTube for money, you got a long ways to go. I'm not saying it's not possible, but I feel like that's just the wrong motive to do it. Just build it and then the money will flow, because you're going to have days where your creativity is low, and again, you have to create content in order to get paid. So it can become really tiring. I'm going to show you guys right here when I go into my revenue on the YouTube Studio app. So as you can see, this says your estimated revenue. I made in the last 28 days, I made $19.80. My estimate monetized playbacks, last estimate was 4,611. So then you go down to the ad types. The ad type shows you your percentages from the YouTube ad revenue, and then it shows you my top earning video. So right now, my top earning video is Don't Buy Hair from Abby Nicole. I got $2.76 right now. That's in the last 28 days. Then my ancestry video got $2. My how to create a vision board, $1.65. Does using Abilene work for weight loss, $1.30. And then Stephmas Day 1 Roof George case made $1.13. My top countries by my CPM is $6.80. The revenue can just really depend, and I'll show you guys from my computer after I get off of here and record how it looks in your YouTube studio. But again, it all just factors in how your audience is. It factors in who's really watching your videos, how long they're watching your videos, because when you're placing those ads in there. And then if you have sponsorships can give you anywhere between 100, 5,000, 10,000. It really all depends. That's why some people say it's not important about your subscribers, but then in a sense it is, because they look at how many people follow you, and then that way you can determine your price. And as you build, you can already set the standard of how much you will charge a lot of these sponsorships. So a lot of these YouTubers, they already have built their audience, so they can charge someone $5,000 just for one video. And that's how they really bring in the bacon versus relying on the YouTube ad, because a lot of times you really won't make that much, because YouTube takes a proportion of that as well. And I'll show you guys how much I have made. And also another great factor about it all is you have to reach $100 threshold in order to get your money. And since you only get paid, I think on the 21st, so if you don't reach that threshold, you have to wait till the next month. So my goal is I would love to bring in 500 each month. That's just a small goal that I want to obtain, because to me, I'm not doing YouTube for money, but it is great to make money while creating content. So let's go on to the next question is, how do you approach editing? So editing is really not difficult. It does take a lot of time depending on your videos, because YouTube has a lot of restrictions. And I say this because you have to be really mindful of what is in your area, especially if you're vlogging. You don't want to get copyrighted, because then you won't make any money when you can monetize on that video. So you definitely want to make sure you're in a quiet space. If you're doing something like now, sit down. But if you're vlogging, just use music that can go over it, that is copyright free. That is copyright free, and this will allow you to be able to make sure your video is able to get monetized when it can, because when you start, you won't be able to know until then. But it'll still tell you if you have copyright info on there. I do believe so, because I know day 8, and they're getting really strict. Normally you can do like 30 seconds of like a song, but I feel like YouTube's getting really strict, because I did the Dr. Phil video for Vlogmas, and they blocked that video blocked it worldwide, because even though I split it up in 20 seconds, it still was blocked. So just be very careful when it comes to those. Editing is honestly not really hard. I use iMovie. It is very free for you. If you have a MacBook, I feel like that's better to edit off of, or desktop Mac, because when you're editing, you want to be able to look at the full picture, and then you want to, and with iMovie, what I find to be really great versus using, because Final Cut Pro is like $300. So when you begin, do not go and buy Final Cut Pro. Maneuver around in the free apps before you take those leaps and build there, because I've been doing YouTube almost 3 years and I have not bought it yet because 1, I'm on a budget. 2, I wanted to make sure this is what I really wanted to do. And before you go investing your hard-earned money, you definitely want to make sure this is something that you want to do. But editing is really not hard. You'll start to pick up on your own personal style. And me, I watch other people and I see what they're doing, especially if it's vlogging, especially if it's a sit down. I just follow different trends. Like I just was watching Erin on Demand. You know, y'all know that's my girl. Definitely go watch that video. She just did a video on some tips to how to vlog, and it was very insightful, and I picked up some good info on that. Always be willing to learn. And the good thing with iMovie is you can use green screens in iMovie, so it's easier to download and use them. I can do a video on that because it's kind of hard to sit and explain. I'll probably, if you guys want me to do a video on how I add my green screens in from iMovie, which is very free, I can do that. Just let me know down below. But yeah, editing is not hard. My thing is, go listen as you listen to your playback. You'll start to pick up on different things you want to cut out. With me, and I think when you begin, I don't think you can do over 10 minutes in a video. I think it takes a little while, and then you can start to do videos longer than 10 minutes. I do believe so. But when you first begin, you really don't want your videos to be super long anyway, because you want to be able to pull and grab your audience, and you want them to kind of just get a feel of you really quickly and not drag it on. So editing, like I said, I know I'm rambling with this, but it's really not that difficult. You just have to sit and, like, say for instance, like how now I'm asked, I said, so the first question is, yeah, blah, 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 blah. So after I finish, maybe I want to cut a part out. I'll cut in the middle, cut wherever I want to cut it, and then I'll go on to question number 2. So that way you guys don't even know that I was maybe I was looking at my phone like, what do I want to say next? So I went and cut that part out because you guys would never know that. All you know is I did a transition, which is in iMovie, which I'll show you guys on the side. And now I'm on question 2. But again, let me know if you guys want a video, because I can't explain that in here. It's super difficult. Fourth question is, do you have a script or talking points to keep you focused or wing it? Yes. So I have been slacking on it, but I have created a document that I do, especially when I do Missing Person Case Monday. What I do is I actually do 2 things. So I journal. I tell you guys this all the time. I don't do my top 3, but I do a to-do list. So I research things that I want to discuss for my channel. And then when I found someone that I want to talk on, I do more research. And I do have a sheet that I do for missing persons, because it can be very lengthy. So I do like the name, their birthday, what they were wearing, and my sheet is basically that. I don't know if I have it on my computer here, and I think that's why I haven't done it, because most times I do it at work, you know, when I'm free, just to get things rolling, because I try to stay on top of it, because doing a lot of research on cases can be very lengthy, and I don't like to do videos that are super duper long. I just try to give you guys the basic facts and the known facts of the story. But yes, I do a script. Sometimes I'll even sit here and say, hey guys, you know, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about Blase Blase. And you know, I just get into a rhythm because maybe my energy's low. I might have to pump myself up, so I do that, and it's okay. Some people don't do scripts. Some people write it on their phones. Whatever you feel comfortable. But I do think it is best to write some things out and then have those talking points, because then it'll let you follow, you know, a timeline of, and you don't want to, especially if you don't want to make your video super lengthy. And it's okay to wing it. A lot of my chats are winging it, because sometimes you just want to let some things off the chest. So the next question is how to make an introduction. Your intro, you can learn. When I say YouTube is a great thing, even if you're a content creator on YouTube, there are so many people on here showing you how to do an intro. All you have to do is just find the time to sit down and actually go through the steps. I even created one of my own intros off of here where I had the eyes moving. I would have never thought I would be able to do anything like that. But for beginners, start with Keynote. Keynote is really easy for you to do. Look on YouTube for some examples, because if you want to make it like really popping, or get someone to do it for you, because I know sometimes you don't feel like trying to be that creative. You want someone else to take the lead, and it's okay to have people help you out. That's what I'm learning. It's okay to have people help you and guide you, because doing it all alone is hard. It's bad enough you're the director. Hold on, camera's about to die. It's bad enough you're already the director, the producer, the actual main person sitting behind the camera, you're the editor. There's a lot of tasks that you have to do when doing and starting YouTube. So if you can get someone to do your intro or your end slate, all means do it. But Keynote is really great. You can even just do something really easy off of iMovie. And like I said previously, look on YouTube or have someone create it. And the next question is, how tough is editing? Again, editing just depends on the length of the video, what you want to edit in and out. Some people like to keep things when they mess up in because others find it funny. I feel like sometimes when people leave it in, I think it's more real. So it's really up to you. It all depends on your style. And as you begin to create content, you'll learn your type of style. And I'm still learning. I'm really trying to take like my I'm really trying to take like my missing person case videos to the next level. Like when I watch like On the Case with Paula Zahn or the show Shattered, I'm looking and watching how they're doing their interviews with people, how they're putting in their B-rolls, and the B-rolls are just behind the, not behind the scenes. The B-rolls are just basically like, you know how you watch a show, you see a picture of them when they're a baby, and stuff like that. But it can be really difficult when you don't really know the person. So yeah. So it just, honestly, again, editing can be as hard as you make it. I try not to make editing hard, but again, it really depends on the length of the video. I feel like vlogs for me take longer because vlogging is like your actual real life, and there's some things that you may want to cut out. Maybe you're in a neighborhood and you don't want that to be shown, or maybe there's a lot of music in the background, so you have to turn the volume down, add in music. And again, YouTube, look on YouTube for copyright free music, because you do not want to get copyrighted if you put in a lot of work for that video and then they come and they snatch your coins when you can make some money off of it. Because trust, I had that happen to me and it was not nice, and I got some nice little views off of it and I was really upset. It hurt my feelings. And I had to go back and I just took the music off because I didn't feel like you should get money off my hard work. But again, editing is really up to you. So those were the questions that I got. I'm trying to think if I can think of anything more to help you guys on your road. I feel like when you begin YouTube, just figure out your direction. Again, your direction may change as you begin this journey, because you may be interested in one thing and then here comes something else. And again, you may add in different things because maybe you don't want to be known just for doing fitness, or you don't want to be known just for doing makeup. It's okay. We all change. My channel has transformed. It's a lot going on, but you know what? I feel like it's me. That's why my title is just Steph. So when you think of your name, think of it as who you are, because I am just Steph. So I am passionate about a lot. Say that all the time. But mainly my direction now is more so on the missing person case side, crime stories, and fitness/lifestyle. And that's okay, because I can give my audience a variety of stuff. And so you just have to really narrow it down, find your niche, find what works for you, and go from there, and then create that name. And don't do it for money. Again, just start with what you have. I remember I kept putting it off because, oh, I gotta get a camera, gotta get a MacBook, I gotta get this, I gotta get that. And then it was just like, just start. Because the sooner you start, the sooner you'll be able to monetize, and you'll be able to really build your audience. And who doesn't want to get monetized for their hard work, sitting down and actually creating a thought out video? I think people would be lying if they said they aren't. Yeah. But just do the work, and then it will come to you. Because every time I hit a milestone, I'm like, oh my God, like I'm doing this. Like, this is crazy. And you know, you just, sometimes you never think like you would be where you are. And don't get caught up on your subscribers. Don't do it. Just get your 1,000, and then after that, build. And that is pretty much it. Welcome to day 21. So again, sorry I didn't do day 20, but we are almost to Christmas. My kids took photos for Christmas with Santa. Again, guys, okay, so I'll see you guys in day 22.